This is Lynda Cromar, and I am your social media and branding coach. I am here to help you make sense out of a very confusing and sometimes very busy internet world. Happy day! This is for me today. I'll just put myself, but mostly I am going, and so I can share a lot of good insights that can help you. And so today it's all about you decide what your life is really about. You decide by how you think and what you decide to do with that. So where I'm going, I'm just taking a short walk. It's a little bit icy right here, so I'm taking it slow. But I haven't been out and walking for a long time, and I decided that this is going to be what I do in the morning with you and share my thoughts as I go, because it really helps me to think and to walk and to talk at the same time, and I hope that helps you too. I had quite a long conversation yesterday with my daughter, and she's believing, and her thoughts are that everybody else has to create what her happiness is, that she doesn't realize that she really creates it inside of herself. And I saw a plaque this morning, and everything it named on there for unsuccessful was her. Even though she is working at a good job, she is an RN, and she doesn't actually love anything that she does, and I think that's part of the trouble. You know, I'm walking here, it's bright and sunny and beautiful, not a single cloud in the sky, and it's just gorgeous, and a little bit of a brisk wind, but it doesn't feel like winter, even though you can see all of the snow I'm passing here. And thanks a lot for all of you that are joining. Just sharing some thoughts that I think will be helpful. What is success is when you start to realize that you are in complete control of what it is that you want out of your life, and you start from inside of yourself. Who are you thinking you are, and what thoughts are dominating your life? When you start getting a handle on that, you start to have a better idea of where it is that you want to go. You can't make somebody else be what you think they need to be in order to get the happiness you're looking for. And that's what my daughter was doing. Thinking that she had to change me to make herself happier. And you're never going to do that. Whether it's a spouse, whether it's a child, whether it's a mother, whether it's one of your teammates, whether it's a partner in business, it absolutely doesn't matter who it is. You can't change anyone else. The only thing you can change is yourself. And what you decide to do with your own life all starts from that decision. Who are you and what do you want to be? And where is that going to take you? And how do you get there? Those are the only decisions that matter. You will bring along all of the people that matter to you after you make that decision. And you will attract people to you that you would have never believed would be even interested in what you have to share when you start getting a handle on that one decision of who you are and what you want to be. I know this sounds hokey, but it absolutely works. I can promise you it does. When I was first starting out in network marketing online, of course I've actually been part of network marketing for over 20 years. But when I did it online, at the beginning it was scary, it was weird, it was different. I didn't have all the answers. I had to learn them. And as I went along and got more confidence, I had more people that were more interested in what I had to share. And it had nothing to do with what my business was at the time. It had to do with who I was. And they were attracted to that because they could see that I was going somewhere. And that's exactly what you need to do in your own business. You can't change anybody else, but you can change yourself. And one thing is to have a definite idea of who you are and where you're going. And when you do have a definite idea of who you are and where you're going, just like I'm going around this long block and we'll end up at the end at my house again, you have to have a real destination in mind. And you have to believe that you can get there. And you have to understand that the only person that changes is yourself. No one else changes. Well, actually they do, but they change because they want to. And the ones that don't, they just kind of fade away. And that's something my daughter's going to have to learn. She has not yet learned, even though she's going to be 30 this year. She has not yet gotten it, that her happiness is really completely based on her own thoughts and where she wants to go with it. And until she stops making herself a victim, she's not going to be happy. And that's true of everyone. You can find lots of ways to blame all kinds of reasons and things around you, but when you get down to the real nitty-gritty of it, you're the only one that's there. Who's the only one that is always on the scene of the crime of every single mistake that's ever been made? It's always you. It's always me. And so you got to take responsibility for that and be okay that you know that's part of the journey. There is no mistake that is completely wrong or completely right. They all get you somewhere. You decide how you're going to take it. And that's all part of who you're going to become. And it's okay to be there in that journey and to do what you have to do. And stop trying to make anyone else the person that has to make those choices. And start believing that you've got a destiny of your own to create. And that all comes from that first decision. Who am I? And who do I want to be? And that's the only thing you have to do, is make that decision first. And it might change as you go along, because who I decided I was 10 years ago is not the same person I am now. I've grown way beyond what I first thought. Even to do videos like this was not something I was ever expecting to be. When I first started out, I didn't know I was going to be doing stuff like this, but it's fun now because I got past the fact that I had to worry about who I was at the point. I'm going to share who I am, and the ones that like it are going to hang out with me, and the ones that don't, they'll find someone else to hang out with, because I don't fit into their flavor of who they believe is the one that they want to follow. That's okay. I don't have to be perfect in everything for everybody. And that's a very freeing thought, if you think about it, to know that you absolutely don't have to worry about what everyone else thinks, but just believe that you're worth it enough to take that journey. Just like I took this long walk around this big block, and I'm about to be at the end of it and in this video. And I hope this has been helpful to you, and if it hasn't, no problem. But I believe that everybody needs to understand that when you start getting a handle on that one thing, believe in yourself enough that that's where you're going. Find out who you are and make that the biggest journey of all. Discovering yourself, and then you have more to give to others. It's so much more fun that way. I hope this has been helpful, and you can always follow me on my profile, there is a link that's just to get on my marketing training list, so I can share more with you about the hows and the whats. Because this has been a long video, but I will share with you all of my success and how you can duplicate it. Let's talk later. Bye for now.